Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today, answering your questions. I asked you guys to send in questions to our YouTube channel and Instagram page, and you did not disappoint. I got a bunch of them, and today's question is from Justin Miller. And he asks, I don't know if I recall anything on this, but when you got called up, did they help you find a place to live for during the season? Or was a motel your home? Okay. So let's talk about the minor leagues and the major leagues. It pretty much works the same way. When you get called up, they're going to put you in typically a hotel. And they're going to put you in there, I don't remember the exact amount of days. Maybe it's like 5 days or something. And it probably changed now. But anyways, there is a stated rule that they have to put you in for a certain amount of days. And they have to pay for it, and that helps you transition, obviously, to your new place. Now, let's start again in the minor leagues. It really depends on which level you're going to. So, housing is different at every level. Certain levels, like when I was in short season A-ball in Eugene, Oregon, everybody lived in the team hotel. And so there was no putting you in a hotel when you first got there because everyone was in a hotel. So you just go to the hotel. And they ended up charging you, I don't know what it was, like 10 to 12 bucks a day or something like that to stay in the hotel. And you get a roommate. When I moved up to, low A ball, you had to live in an apartment. You had to find an apartment. So when you first get called up there, like when I first got called up, they put you in a hotel. And that's, again, just to kind of get you situated, give you a couple of days to figure out, okay, what hotel am I going to move into? Or am I going to just jump into somebody's hotel? Maybe a guy got sent down or sent up and you're coming up for them. Maybe you just jump in their apartment. And I wasn't in low A ball very long, and I can remember my apartment, but I can't even remember who I lived with. I have no idea. Kyle Blanks, maybe? I have no idea who I lived with. I was literally there for like 1 night or 2 nights, I think. Something very, very short. So I can barely remember. When we went to high A, we lived with host families. All right, so I started the year off, but if you had come in, you'd stay at a hotel for a little bit, and they'd probably figure out what host family you were going to go with. And again, maybe a guy got sent down or sent up, and then once they figure that out, you're going to jump in with that host family. And a host family, if you don't know, is just a family that takes you in. And you basically become their son. And I've been very fortunate. I had a great host family when I was in Lake Elsinore. I've been really lucky my whole life. I've had, in the Cape Cod League, I had host families, and then in Lake Elsinore, I had a host family, and I've had the best host families ever. So not everyone is that lucky. I've heard some horror stories with host families, but I had great ones. Then when I went to Double A, I got called up mid-season, and I had to get an apartment. So they put me in a hotel. They put Chad Huffman and I, we got called up on the same day. They put us in a... was it a Motel 6? Or no, Red Roof Inn, I think is what it was called. Hopefully, nothing against Red Roof Inns. I'm not saying that they're bad hotels, but I will say that this one that we went into, it had like little crickets jumping out of the tub and out of the sink. And I was scared, you know what, as I'm sleeping because I thought they were going to jump up into my bed. So I tucked myself in as tight as I could, and I just prayed that the crickets didn't come up on me. So I stayed there. We stayed there for, 4 or 5 days until we found an apartment. We tried to find it as quick as possible because we didn't like crickets. And we finally got out into an apartment. And then in AAA in Portland, you had to stay in apartments. Okay, so same thing. You come up, they put you in a hotel until you find an apartment. All right. Now in the big leagues, it's a little different because you have just a bunch of different guys. So there's some guys that have their own homes there because they sign long deals. They have families, and so they might be living in a house. You'll have other people living in apartments. And so for me personally, when I got called up, they put me in my hotel. It was a really nice setup. The hotel was the state. I don't know if any of you have been to Petco Park before in San Diego, but it's right downtown. And the hotel that I stayed in, that they put me up in, was literally right across the street from the field. And so I could get up. I didn't need a car or anything. I literally just walk right across the street, and I'm at the ballpark. And so I stayed there for that free period that they put me up. I think it was like a week or so in the big leagues. And then I just kept staying there. I just really liked it. And I was getting paid like over $2,000 a day to play in the major leagues. And I was like, man, what the hell? I'll just pay for the hotel. And again, I wasn't up for a super long time. If I was up for longer, I would have probably moved into an apartment. And if I had signed a big contract, like a long contract, I would have probably bought a house. But none of that happened. And so I just stayed in the hotel. And it was perfect. Like I said, I didn't need a car. I could literally just walk right across the street and play. And then the game ended, and you're right downtown. You can go out to eat wherever you want, and then you just don't have to worry about anything. Just walk right back to your hotel. And so, that would have probably been expensive to do that for an entire season. But man, that was that was the most convenient thing ever. It was awesome. So that's kind of how I did it. And I think I would say the majority of teams, like I said, that there's a certain rule. I don't know, I could keep calling it a rule, but basically, like, it's stated in the contract that this is what you get when you get moved up to a level, right? It's for all major league players and for all minor league players. I'm pretty sure it works like that for everybody. So at least that's my experience with it. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. I appreciate the questions. Keep sending them in, and I'll keep answering them. And that's all we got. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. All that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.